I stand in front of the projection screen. My hands shake. 7 professors sit at the mahogany table. Their faces are stone. Dr. Marcus Brennan clicks to the next slide. My research, my algorithm, my 6 years of work. His name plastered across the top as primary author. As you can see, Brennan says, his voice dripping with false concern. The similarities are quite striking. Committee Chair Dr. Patricia Morrison leans forward. Her glasses catch the light. Miss Chen, these are serious allegations. Miss Chen, not Dr. Chen. They've already decided. This work was published in Nature 14 months ago. Brennan continues. Dr. Brennan's groundbreaking cancer detection algorithm. He pauses, looks at me, yet Miss Chen's dissertation contains nearly identical methodology. My throat closes. I can't breathe. Dr. Sarah Kim, the youngest committee member, shuffles papers. She won't meet my eyes. I have additional evidence, Brennan says. He pulls up another slide, my prototype design, the one I showed him in our weekly meeting 2 years ago, published under his name 6 weeks later. The room spins. This can't be happening. The code repositories, Dr. Morrison says. Can you explain the timestamps? I open my mouth. Nothing comes out. Brennan adjusted the timestamps. I know he did, but how do I prove it? Ms. Chen? Dr. Morrison's voice cuts through my panic. Academic integrity is the foundation of this institution. We take plagiarism very seriously. Plagiarism. They think I stole from him. The man who stole everything from me. 6 years. Countless sleepless nights. Rejected social invitations. Missed holidays. My relationship with my parents strained because they didn't understand why I couldn't visit. All for this moment. My defense. My validation. Instead, I'm watching my career die. But let me back up and tell you how my trusted mentor became my worst nightmare. 6 years earlier, August 2017, I walked into Dr. Marcus Brennan's office for the first time. The walls displayed his achievements, published papers, grant awards, photos with Nobel laureates. He was a giant in biomedical engineering. Lisa, he said, shaking my hand, your application was outstanding. Stanford's loss is our gain. I'd chosen Johns Hopkins specifically for him, turned down Stanford, MIT, Berkeley. My parents were furious. Why Baltimore? My mom demanded. Stanford is ranked higher, but Brennan's work in cancer detection algorithms was revolutionary. Working with him meant guaranteed success. I have high expectations, Brennan said during that first meeting, but I support my students completely. Your success is my success. Red flag number 1. I just didn't see it yet. We established a routine. Every Thursday at 2 p.m., I present my weekly progress. He'd take notes, ask questions, offer suggestions to refine my approach. This is brilliant, he said after my 3rd month. I developed a preliminary algorithm for detecting pancreatic cancer in CT scans. But let's adjust the parameters here and here. His suggestions were good. The algorithm improved. I felt validated, supported. Always document everything, he advised. Lab notebooks, code repositories, email summaries after our meetings. Academic research requires meticulous records. I followed his advice religiously, kept detailed notes, backed up my work daily, sent him weekly email summaries of our discussions. Later, I realized he was covering his tracks, creating a paper trail that made him look involved. The lab environment seemed perfect. 5 other PhD students, 2 postdocs, weekly group meetings where we shared progress. But I noticed something strange. The other students never presented breakthrough findings in group meetings, only incremental updates. Save your best work for one-on-one meetings with Brennan. A 4th-year student named Jason told me he prefers it that way. Another red flag. I ignored it. My research progressed rapidly. By month 6, I developed a working prototype. The algorithm detected stage 1 pancreatic cancer with 89% accuracy, Unheard of. This is Nobel Prize material, Bren said. His eyes gleamed. But we need to refine it further before publishing. Let's keep this between us for now. I agreed, felt honored by his trust, his mentorship. I was so naive. My boyfriend David, a PhD student in computer science, grew concerned. Why haven't you published anything yet? He asked after my first year. You've made significant progress. Dr. Brennan wants to ensure everything is perfect, I explained. He's protecting my work. David frowned. We're protecting his interests. I dismissed his concerns. David didn't understand academic mentorship. Brennan was looking out for me. By year 2, my algorithm was refined, ready for publication. I drafted a paper, listed myself as first author, Brennan as second. Standard practice. Let's discuss this in our meeting, Brennan said when I emailed the draft. That Thursday, he had revisions, major revisions. Your methodology section needs work, he said, and the introduction requires more context. Let me help you rewrite it. I trusted him, sent him my latest data, my code, everything. 2 months later, Brennan published in Nature. Primary author, Dr. Marcus Brennan. Buried in the acknowledgments, we thank Lisa Chen for technical assistance. Technical assistance for my own algorithm. I stared at the Nature publication for 3 hours straight. My algorithm, my methodology, my breakthrough, his name. This is normal, Brennan explained when I finally confronted him. As your advisor, I contributed significantly to the research direction. You'll be first author on the next paper. My hands clenched under the desk. But I developed the entire algorithm. With my guidance, he said. His smile never reached his eyes. This is how academia works, Lisa. Advisors and students collaborate. Sometimes the advisor is first author, sometimes the student. It balances out. It didn't balance out. 3 months later, international conference in Boston. Brennan was presenting. Our groundbreaking work in pancreatic cancer detection, the program read. I wasn't listed as a co-presenter. Not even mentioned. David attended with me. We sat in the audience. Brennan took the stage, clicked through slides, my data, my prototype images. We developed a novel approach, Brennan said. We. As if I didn't exist. During Q&A, a professor from Stanford asked about the algorithm's architecture. Brennan fumbled, gave a vague answer. The professor looked confused. He didn't actually understand how it worked because he didn't build it. You should have said something, David insisted afterward. Stood up, corrected him, and destroy my PhD? I laughed bitterly. He controls my defense, for letters of recommendation, my entire future. David's jaw tightened. This is theft, Lisa. This is academia, I replied. But the anger festered, grew, consumed my thoughts during every lab meeting, every Thursday session, every forced smile when Brennan praised my contributions. Incident number 3 came during my 3rd year. The NIH grant proposal. I'd spent 2 months developing the research plan, novel applications for my algorithm, expansion into other cancer types, detailed methodology, budget justifications. Brennan reviewed my draft. Excellent work, he said. Let me polish it before submission. I sent him everything, the full proposal, supporting documents, preliminary data. The grant was awarded, $2.30 million over 5 years. Announcement in the university newsletter. Dr. Marcus Brennan awarded prestigious NIH grant for cancer detection research. My name appeared once in the personnel section. Graduate research assistant, not co-investigator, not even research associate, assistant. This is how you build a career, Brennan told me when I questioned it. You're learning from me, gaining experience. When you're a faculty member, you'll do the same with your students. His words made my skin crawl. Chasen, the 4th-year student who warned me, defended 6 months later, passed, got a postdoc at UC Berkeley. We went for coffee the day before he left. Get out while you can, he said. Brennan did the same thing to me. Published my work. Minimized my contributions. I have 2 papers as first author from 4 years of research. 2! Why didn't you report him? Jason laughed. To who? The department chair? That's Brennan, the dean. They're friends. The university loves him. He brings in millions in grants. He paused. My grants, your grants, other students' grants. What about the other students? I asked. The ones who left? There were 3 before me, Jason said quietly. All left ABD. All but dissertation. Couldn't take it anymore. My stomach dropped. Where are they now? 1 works in industry, 2 left academia entirely. He met my eyes. Brennan destroys careers, Lisa. Get your degree and run. But I couldn't run. Not yet. I was 3 years in. Trapped. Year 4. Dissertation writing. I read the lights. I refined my algorithm. Further, expanded applications. Generated enough original work for 3 papers worth of content. 6 chapters, novel contributions in each one. Methodology he'd never seen until now because I'd learned, kept my best work hidden. Interesting approach, Brennan said when I submitted the draft. His eyes scanned the pages. We'll need to discuss some of these findings. We never had that discussion. 2 weeks later, my phone rang. Dean's office. Miss Chen, please come to Dean Morrison's office immediately. My heart hammered. Emergency meetings with the dean never meant good news. Dean Morrison sat behind an enormous desk. Brennan sat to her left, the department's ethics officer to her right. Sit down, Morrison said. Her tone was ice. I sat. My legs felt like water. We've received a serious allegation, Morrison began. Dr. Brennan has filed a formal plagiarism complaint regarding your dissertation. The room tilted. What? Brennan leaned forward, his face arranged in false concern. Lisa, I'm disappointed. I expected better from you. Your dissertation, Morrison continued, contains significant overlap with previously published research. She turned her computer screen toward me. This research, Brennan's Nature paper, his conference presentations, his NIH grant proposal, all displayed on screen, all originally mine. That's my work, I said. My voice came out strangled. He published my research. I can prove it. These papers were published years ago, the ethics officer said. Your dissertation was submitted 2 weeks ago. The timeline is clear. No, I stood up. My chair scraped against the floor. You don't understand. I developed that algorithm in my first year. He published it under his name. He stole from me. Brennan sighed. The performance was masterful. Lisa has been under significant stress, the pressure of dissertation writing. I've noticed concerning behavior in our recent meetings. What behavior? I demanded. Paranoia, accusations, difficulty accepting constructive criticism. He pulled out a folder. I've documented our meetings, including my concerns about your mental state. He'd planned this, documented fictional concerns, created a narrative of an unstable student who cracked under pressure. I have proof, I said desperately. Lab notebooks, original code repositories, email chains. We'll review everything, Morrison said. But Dr. Brennan's allegations are serious. Your dissertation defense is postponed indefinitely. You're prohibited from accessing the lab pending investigation. Prohibited. The word hit like a physical blow. We're also freezing your access to university research systems, the ethics officer added. Standard protocol during academic integrity investigations. They were locking me out, cutting off my access to evidence, to my own work. I suggest you retain legal counsel, Morrison said. This meeting is concluded. I walked out in a daze. The hallway seemed endless. Other students passed, whispered. News traveled fast in academic departments. My phone buzzed. Text from a colleague. Is it true? They're saying you plagiarized your entire dissertation. Another text. Another. The rumor spread like wildfire. I called David. Couldn't speak. Just sobbed. I'm coming to get you, he said. Stay where you are. I sat on a bench outside the building. Students walked past. Some stared. Others looked away. The girl who plagiarized her entire PhD. The girl who destroyed her career before it started. Brennan walked out 30 minutes later. Saw me. Smiled. Actually smiled. This is how academia works, Lisa, he said quietly. Maybe you'll learn for next time. Next time. As if there would be a next time. As if I'd ever work in research again. He walked away. I watched him go. Watched 6 years of my life disappear with him. David picked me up, drove me to his apartment. I couldn't stop shaking. We're fighting this, he said. I don't care what it takes. With what evidence? They froze my access to everything. You backed up your work, right? David opened his laptop. Please tell me you have personal backups. I did. External hard drive, cloud storage, email archives, years of documentation on my personal devices. Show me everything, David said. We worked through the night. Culled every file, every lab notebook, photo, every email exchange with Brennan, every time-stamped commit in my personal GitHub repositories. The pattern emerged clearly. My original work dated months or years before Brennan's publications. My code commits showed development timeline. My emails showed me sharing findings with him. This is theft, David said. Clear, documented theft. But how do we prove the university files weren't backdated? I asked. Brennan will claim I manipulated timestamps. David's eyes narrowed. We need a digital forensics expert, someone who can verify file metadata, prove the timeline. He called a friend from his department. Dr. Raymond Park, specializing in digital forensics. Ray agreed to meet us the next morning. This is airtight, Ray said after reviewing everything. The file creation timestamps are original. The metadata is untouched. Plus, your email headers show the actual send dates. Those can't be faked. What about the university's investigation? I asked. They're not going to help you, Ray said bluntly. Brennan brings in millions in grants. You're a graduate student. The university will protect him. My heart sank. So what do I do? You need a lawyer, Ray said, and you need to go public. David found an attorney, Rebecca Walsh, specialized in academic misconduct cases. She reviewed everything in 2 days. You have a strong case, Rebecca said during our meeting. But I need to warn you, suing the university is expensive, time-consuming, and it might not matter for your PhD. What do you mean? Even if we prove Brennan stole your work, the university can still refuse to grant your degree. They have significant discretion. I felt sick. So I lose either way? Not necessarily, Rebecca said. We can pursue criminal charges for intellectual property theft, file complaints with journals we can pursue this acting pain, tax files, EDD, tax files, sexual property theft, report to the NIH for grant fraud, make this so public and so messy. It would destroy Brennan. It might also destroy me. Do it, I said. Rebecca smiled. I need one more thing. Other victims. Brennan's done this before. Find them. I remembered Jason's words. 3 students before him. I tracked them down through LinkedIn, Facebook, department alumni records. First victim, Dr. Sarah Martinez, left ABD in 2014. Now works as a data scientist in Seattle. I called her. He did the same thing to me, Sarah said after I explained. Published my research. Filed a plagiarism complaint when I pushed back. I left before the investigation concluded. Couldn't fight the system. Would you testify? I asked. Long silence. If it helps stop him? Yes. Second victim, Michael Reynolds. Left AB in 2016, working at a biotech startup in San Francisco. I have all my old files, Michael said. I knew I'd need them someday. I'll send everything. Third victim, Jennifer Wu, left AB in 2012. She'd left academia entirely, worked as a high school teacher in Ohio. I can't, Jennifer said. Her voice shook. I have a family now, a life. I can't go through that again. I understand, I said, but I didn't. Not really. 2 testimonies, plus mine. 3 documented cases of the same pattern. Rebecca filed complaints with every relevant body, the university, the NIH, the journals that published Brennan's stolen research, the Professional Ethics Committee. Now we wait, Rebecca said. And we prepare for your defense. My defense? It's canceled. It's postponed, Rebecca corrected. Big difference. We're going to force them to let you defend. And when you do, we're going nuclear. 8 weeks later, the university scheduled my defense. Not because they wanted to, because Rebecca threatened to go to the media. The Baltimore Sun, the Washington Post, national outlets. Academic giant accused of systematic research theft from students. The headline wrote itself. The university caved. We believe in due process, Dee Morrison said in her carefully worded email. Miss Chen will be permitted to defend. Defense Day. November 15th, 2023, Committee Room 401. I dressed in my best suit. Navy blue, professional, armor. David sat in the back row. Rebecca beside him. Ray with his laptop full of evidence. The 7 committee members filed in, Dr. Morrison as chair. Dr. Kim, 4 other professors, and Brennan, my advisor, got to vote on my defense. The system was rigged. Miss Chen, Morrison began, you may present your opening statement. I stood, walked to the front, hands steady now, months of preparation. Thank you, I said. Before I discuss my research, I need to address the plagiarism allegations. Morrison's eyebrows rose. Miss Chen, this is your defense. With respect, Dr. Morrison, my research integrity has been questioned. I must address it. I clicked to my first slide. Split screen. Left side, Brennan's Nature paper from 2019. Right side, my GitHub repository from 2018. Timestamps visible. This algorithm, I said, pointing to Brennan's paper, was published 14 months after I committed the complete code to my personal repository. Silence. The committee leaned forward. Next slide. Email chain, me to Brennan, dated March 2018. Attached is my working algorithm. Ready for your feedback. Brennan's response. Excellent work. Let's refine before publication. Next slide. His Nature paper, December 2019. My algorithm, my methodology. His name, Dr. Kim's face paled. Dr. Brennan, is this accurate? Brennan stood. This is highly inappropriate. Miss Chen is disrupting her own defense with baseless. I have more. I interrupted. Not baseless. Documented. Click. His conference presentation. My slides. Timestamps showing I created them 3 months earlier. Click. His NIH grant. My research proposal. Word for word sections. My proposal dated 8 weeks earlier. I have testimony from 2 other students, I continued. Dr. Sarah Martinez and Michael Reynolds. Both experienced identical patterns. Both left ABD after Dr. Brennan filed plagiarism complaints against them. The row exploded. Committee members talking over each other. Morrison demanding order. Brennan on his feet, face red. This is slander, Brennan shouted. I'm being ambushed in my own student's defense. Your student, I said quietly. Yes, I was your student. You were supposed to mentor me. Instead, you stole 6 years of my life. The door opened. Dean Morrison herself entered, not committee chair Morrison, the actual dean. My Rebecca had given her advance warning. This defense is suspended, the dean said. Emergency investigation begins immediately. I object, Brennan said. This is a coordinated attack on my reputation, Dr. Brennan, the dean said coldly. I've reviewed the preliminary evidence Ms. Walsh provided, the timestamps, the email chains, the pattern across multiple students. She turned to the committee. You're all dismissed except Dr. Kim. She'll serve as interim advisor. Brennan went white. You can't do this. I can, and I am. You're on immediate administrative leave pending investigation. Campus security will escort you from the building. 2 officers appeared in the doorway. Brennan looked around wildly. No allies, no escape. This is unprecedented, he said. My reputation, my research. I'll sue the university. You're welcome to try, the dean said, but I suggest you retain excellent legal counsel. The NIH is investigating grant fraud. 3 journals are reviewing publication misconduct. And the Maryland Attorney General is considering criminal charges for intellectual property theft. Brennan's face crumpled. 6 years of stealing finally caught up with him. He walked out, flanked by security, didn't look back. The dean turned to me. Miss Chen, we'll reschedule your defense in 3 weeks. Dr. Kim will ensure a fair committee. I nodded, couldn't speak, relief and rage warring in my chest. 3 weeks later, December 6th, 2023. Second defense attempt. New committee. Dr. Kim as chair. 6 professors I'd never met, all from outside the department. No conflicts of interest. No Brennan loyalists. The actual research, my algorithm, my methodology, my contributions, questions lasted 2 hours. Tough questions, fair questions about my work, not about plagiarism, not about politics. The committee deliberated for 40 minutes. I waited in the hallway. David held my hand. Rebecca answered emails on her phone. Ray ate chips from the vending machine. Dr. Kim opened the door. Dr. Chen, please come in. Dr. Chen, not Miss Chen. My throat tightened. Congratulations. Dr. Kim said, you passed. Unanimous decision, with distinction. I burst into tears. 6 years, 2 defenses, 1 nightmare. Finally over. The investigation moved quickly after that. University hired external reviewers. Examined every paper Brennan published. Every grant he received. Every student he mentored. The results were devastating. For him, 9 papers retracted. Publications spanning 12 years all contained stolen student research. The journals issued formal apologies. $4.70 million in grants flagged for fraud. The NIH demanded repayment, banned him from applying for federal funding forever. The university fired him, revoked tenure, removed his name from the building wing. The Brennan Center for Biomedical Innovation became the Graduate Student Research Center. Poetic justice. Sarah and Michael received formal apologies. The university offered to fund completion of their PhDs. Both declined. They'd moved on. Built different lives, but the university established new policies, mandatory documentation of student contributions, regular third-party reviews of advisor-student relationships, confidential reporting system for research misconduct. Too late for us, but maybe helpful for future students. I defended in December, graduated in May, job offers came quickly, my research was finally recognized, my name on publications, my contributions validated. MIT offered an assistant professor position. Starting July 2024, my own lab, my own students, my own research program. I accepted immediately. David proposed 2 weeks later. I said yes. We're getting married next spring. Small ceremony. No academic colleagues invited, just family, friends, people who supported me through hell. Brennan's career ended. Last I heard, he's teaching introductory courses at a community college in rural Pennsylvania. No research, no graduate students, no grants. Everything he stole, everything he built on our backs, gone. Sometimes I wonder if I should feel guilty, if I destroyed his life too completely. And I remember sitting in that dean's office, accused of plagiarizing my own work, watching my career die while he smiled. No. I don't feel guilty. I start at MIT in 2 months. I've already met my first graduate student. Bright, ambitious, brilliant. I won't let anyone steal your work, I told her during our first meeting. Your research is yours. Your name goes first, always. She looked relieved. My undergrad advisor kept taking credit for my projects. That's why I left that program. The cycle continues, but I'm breaking it, 1 student at a time. I teach a workshop now. For graduate students, protecting your research, how to document work, how to recognize exploitation, how to fight back. Last workshop had 70 attendees, 70 students looking for guidance, for protection, for someone who understood. Academia needs to change, I told them. But change starts with us. Document everything. Trust your instincts. Don't let anyone diminish your contributions. 1 student stayed after. My advisor published my work without telling me. What do I do? Report it? I said. I know it's scary, but silence protects predators. She nodded. Filed a complaint that week. The system is broken, but broken things can be fixed. 1 complaint, 1 investigation, 1 fired professor at a time. My research continues. My algorithm is being tested in clinical trials. Real patients, real cancer detection, real impact. Dr. Lisa Chen, MIT faculty, published researcher, mentor, survivor. Brennan tried to erase me. Instead, I erased him, and I'm just getting started.